Hello, friends. Today's chapter of the day is Psalm 141. What a blessing it's been to go through these Psalms and see the individual story that each one of them has for us, but then see how they play into this greater narrative of teaching us to worship God. And Psalm 141 is no exception. It's really a picture of what a person consumed and overwhelmed and submitted to the Holy Spirit looks like in the midst of trouble, because that's where David's writing this from. We don't know exactly where in his life he is, but we know he's in trouble. We know that his enemies are surrounding him. We know that things are not looking good from an earthly perspective. And we're going to get a picture of what our heart and our mind should look like when we're feeling like that, or even when we're just in this earth feeling outnumbered by wickedness and outnumbered by people that hate the Lord that we love. So here's what we see in Psalm 141. We begin with David calling out to the Lord, "O Lord, I call upon you, hasten to me." And the first thing we learn about what a spirit-led person looks like, what their heart cry is they want relationship with God. He goes on, "Give ear to my voice when I call you. Let my prayer be counted as incense before you, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice." Remember, in most of David's trials, he's been pushed out of Jerusalem, pushed away from the temple, so that he can't, or the tabernacle, I should say, so that he can't worship in those evening sacrifices. He can't see that incense offering at the central worship location. So he's saying, let my prayer be that offering. He wants that relationship with God. That's thing number one. Thing number two, set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Do not let my heart incline to any evil, to busy myself with wicked deeds. So what does he want? He wants a pure heart. He's saying, Lord, I'm praying to you, and I know that I can't pray to you out of a mouth that's cursing and doing evil and plotting. I want you to cleanse me so that I'm ready to worship you. I don't expect to just show up, take a brief pause from all my sinning, and have you be just fine with that. I want you to make me worthy. David didn't know the whole story about how God was going to make us worthy, but that's what he wanted. But then he says something really challenging. In company with men who work iniquity, and let me not eat of their delicacies. So what he's saying is that he doesn't just want to not sin. He doesn't want to be around others who are engaged in and celebrating sin. And he doesn't even want to enjoy some of the spoils and the rewards of those people. In other words, he doesn't want to compromise. He wants to be wholly separate from wickedness, because he knows in that separateness he's being like God. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to be perfect, but it means we want to seek to be away from people who don't love Jesus. And where does he turn next? Verse 5. Let a righteous man strike me. It's a kindness. Let him rebuke me. It is oil for my head. What is he saying? I want to be around righteous people, because being rebuked and disciplined by them is better than partying with wicked people. And the challenge in all of our life is to find out who are the righteous people in our lives. And sometimes, frankly, most of the time, we ask the wrong questions to figure out who those people are. The question we should always be asking is, who in my life points me and leads me and pushes me to Jesus? Sometimes we say, well, who makes me want to go to church? Or who gets me reading? Or who makes me more serious about school? All those things are okay. But if they're happening independently of Jesus, they're wickedness. They're leading us away from him. They're distraction. They're mammon. We want the people that are pushing us to Jesus, regardless of what might come of that. And if that means we're pushed to Jesus so it makes us want to pursue a career or a relationship or whatever, wonderful. But that's not their main concern. Find the people. We need to find the people in our lives that push us to Jesus. And those are the people who we need to surround ourselves with. So that's the third thing. We need to be sharpened by the righteous. Fourth, when their judges are thrown over the cliff, pardon me. Yet my prayer is continually against their evil deeds. When their judges are thrown over the cliff, then they shall hear my words, for they are pleasant. What's he saying? He's trusting God's justice. He's trusting God to take care of evil. So often we want to be the ones who deal with it. We want to be the ones who have the final answer and win the final battle. We're not going to. And not only should we accept that, but we should celebrate that. Because God winning that final battle, God triumphing over evil that he really already has done, is to his glory. And that's what we want. And then finally, keep me from the trap they have laid for me, and from the snares of evildoers. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, while I pass by safely. What does he want? He wants rest and refuge in God, and in God alone. So those 5 things are what a spirit-filled man looks like in the face of danger, in the face of overwhelming odds. What are they? He desires relationship with God. He desires to remove any evil connections, even connections to people who are doing evil when you're not participating. No connections. Number 3, he wants to be sharpened by the righteous around him. Number 4, he wants to trust God's justice against evil. And number 5, he wants to find his rest and his refuge in God. My prayer for all of you is that that's what you want. That you're pushing away people that are evil, pushing away people that hate Jesus, even if the way they're acting doesn't seem like a big problem right now, because it will be a big problem. And you're finding people who love him and who make you want to love him more and make you want to seek him more and learn about him more and be in more relationship with him. Surround yourselves with those people and let them be the ones who are striking you, because those strikes are discipline to get you closer to your Lord and the ultimate and only source of joy in this universe. God bless you all. Enjoy the Psalms.